Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to TBROPOLY! So this is the game I play every single month to get the prompts to pick the books that I am going to read for the next coming month. Right now we are playing for June 2022 and I am really excited to share this all with you. So first up, let's talk about last month. How did I do? So as of us speaking right now, I do have 3 books on the list that I have not finished, one of which I have started, which means I am safe for that one of which I plan on starting tomorrow, or is it Monday? I plan on starting it in the next few days, so I am not worried about it. It will be started before May is finished. And the final one, as long as I finish Children of Time, I will be getting to House of Eclipses. As always, my biggest goals for getting books on my TBR is I want to get books that I've had for a long time on my TBR. I want to finish up books that I bought in 2021 and haven't finished yet. I want to get arcs and clear some of those off. But without further ado, let's start rolling. Hello, so we're gonna start off where we left off last time. So 6 rolls. The first one up is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Buddy read. So the first one up is buddy read. And for this, I actually only have 1 buddy read in the month of June. Normally I have a couple. I am cutting back for the month of June because I am hosting a readathon for my book club, so I also don't have a book club pick. So if that slot gets selected, I don't have a book for it. The book that I'll be buddy reading with my friend is called The Between. This book, 100% I picked out because of the front cover, but I am definitely interested in it. When I read the summary online, I was like, heck yeah, I want to read that. It sounds like a great horror book. So it sounds like there is this man, I'm not sure exactly how old he is, if he's like a child or an adult, and one day he's cleaning out his backyard and he comes across this door and his friend and him stumble through the door and they find themselves in this horrific land, and it's about them fighting for their lives and trying to get away back to where they're from and trying to make it out of this like between world kind of a place. Really excited to be trying it out, and it's not super long and it's a horror, which I am like super in the mood for right now, so this should be really good for me. Okay, our second roll is another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 22 in 2022. This stack, as you can see, is dwindling significantly, so I'm just gonna shuffle it really quickly. There's only like 4 prompts here, and the one we're gonna go with is that one. In a Garden Burning Gold. My blue card, which is my 22 books to read in 2022, we got In a Garden Burning Gold. In a Garden Burning Gold is Rory Power's newest book, and it is about a set of twins who have these magical abilities, and they're, I believe, about to take over the ruling land from their father, but their father seems to be very malicious and against them and their siblings, and so it's about the 2 of them, I think, protecting their siblings, using their abilities, fighting back against their father. Know that Rory Power has written horror in the past. This is what like her past 2 books have been, so even though this is an adult fantasy standalone, I'm expecting there to be some horror elements in it, which means that I'm really excited about it because, like I said previously, I am in a horror mood right now. The third roll is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. An audiobook. Next up, I landed on the audiobook square, which normally I would be super psyched for because I love audiobooks. I listen to them a lot. I'm like totally on board. Audiobooks are great, but right now I have been like in an audiobook funk, so I've been struggling a little bit, but I do have one that is coming in from my library's hold very shortly, so I will be putting Best Served Cold by Joe Abercrombie on this list. I like to go into Joe Abercrombie books as blind as possible. I have read, let's see if you can see them, the Blade Itself trilogy, and I loved it. I gave all 3 books a 5-star. I cannot wait to move on to Best Served Cold, which I believe takes place in the same world, but we're going to be following different characters. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I don't know what's going on. I just know that his titles always have like just the most beautiful like ring to them, and when you finally understand like how they connect to the story, it's such like a satisfying thing. And I do believe that in Best Served Cold we are now following more of a female cast than we were in the previous books where there was barely any female representation. So I'm really excited to try it out, and I'm hoping the story is going to be about revenge, because that's what the quote seems to indicate. This is part of my goals for the year. This is one of the series that I really wanted to read this year. The fourth roll is a 4. Okay, there's a lot of 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're gonna do a nice little shuffle. I'm definitely gonna have to put some more books in this pile shortly. Okay, I don't know which one I should go with. Shuffling doesn't totally matter. Let's pick this one. Okay, The Painted Man. My next roll got me another blue card, which is another 22 to read in 2022, and this time we got The Painted Man. Now, I don't own book 1, but I do own book 4, so I'll hold this up while we're talking. But The Painted Man, or as it's called in the UK, The Worded Man, or I might have gotten that flipped. I think I got that flipped. I think it's The Worded Man here. I don't know what it's about, but it's by Peter V. Brett, and I have been wanting to read this book for a while now and have just been nervous to pick it up because they are pretty thick books, and I know that it has a desert setting in book 1. I don't know anything else about it, so hopefully I like it, hopefully I get into it, and hopefully during my weekly reading vlogs I can tell you a little bit more about it, because I do own book 4, and then I own the first book in the next series by him, so I'm really hoping that I don't hate them and regret buying later books in the series before I read book 1. Okay, roll number 5, oops, is an 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is even, so we'll be picking Friend Pick. Okay, for the next one, I got Friend Pick, and for this, I am going to be texting my friend 4 books, and she will have to pick between them. I'm gonna send her the message, and while we're waiting for her to respond, I will tell you what the 4 books are. So the first one up is Hide by Kirsten White. The second one is Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Dunkforth. I took the dust jacket off. Third one, and this is the one that I bought yesterday, is Hex by Thomas Old Helven. And then the fourth option is going to be Near the Bone by Christina Henry and Lisa Flanagan. I have just sent her that message, and she is looking into all of them and is going to let me know which one she wants me to read, and then I will come back and let you all know. My friend decided to pick Hide by Kirsten White, which I believe someone is reading this book for their book club this month. And that's what made me interested in this book. I don't remember who it is right now, unfortunately, but the whole entire premise of this book is that you have to spend a week in an abandoned amusement park without getting caught. And I believe there are people like in there hunting you too. I think there's like a couple of people who are hiding, and if you make it out alive, I actually don't know what you get if you make it out alive. I'm guessing something good, but our main character believes that she can accomplish this and can do a really good job of it and make it out, because apparently there was something in her past where her entire family was killed off and she was able to survive because she hid super well from the murderer. I'm really excited to be picking this one up. I am waiting for the holds from my library, so it is coming in 3 weeks, so I just hope it comes in time, because it also hasn't been published yet. So as long as it comes in time, I will be reading it, and if it doesn't, I will just message my friend, and in one of my reading vlogs we will together discuss what I will be replacing it with. And then the 6th and possibly final roll, 7, and it is my final roll, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which will be odd card. Audiobook over 20 hours. And for the final roll, I feel like the board has been kind of nice to me so far. We got audiobook over 20 hours, which normally would panic me, especially when I'm saying I'm having a really hard time listening to audiobooks right now. But I have one book on my TBR that as of June will be a year old, and it's the oldest book I have on my physical or audiobook TBR, and it is an audiobook and it is over 20 hours. So it fits perfectly. And that is The Empire's Room by Brian Staveley. So I've been pushing off this book. Like, I pre-ordered this book. I was looking forward to it. I was so ready to read it. And then it came out and I didn't. And the longer I waited, the more scared I got. So I really liked the first series in this world. It was a trilogy about these siblings whose father is the emperor and he dies. And it's about all three of the siblings trying to figure out who is going to be in power next and kind of fighting for it. And each of them has a different background and they're adults, and it's super dark and it is super epic, and it was just a great series. I really enjoyed reading it. Now, he is releasing a different series taking place after the events of the first series, and I'm assuming things are going to go wrong with how things left off at the end of book 3, which I might have to remind myself how it ends, to be honest. I just didn't absolutely love book 3 as much as I loved book 1 and 2, so when this one came out, I stalled on it, and I am no longer going to be able to stall on it unless I want to take another punishment. So I don't actually know what we're going to be getting into in this book, but just based on the title alone, which is The Ashes of the Unhewn Throne, and the first series was called The Unhewn Throne, I'm ready for lots of things to have gone wrong and possibly maybe something to go right. That is it. So I didn't manage to get any arcs onto my TBR this month, so that is unfortunate, but I will be making an effort with my arcs as always, so stay tuned for my weekly reading vlogs if you want to see how those go. And the only 2 books that I can hold up are these 2, so this is what I'll be reading this month, along with 3 audiobooks. 3? 4? How many books are on this list? Anyways, I hope you're all doing well. Let me know if your TBR was nice to you, because I feel like even though I have some thick books on here, I'm excited about these books, and I feel like it is generally a really good TBR. Tell me if you're excited for the month of June. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I don't remember how my outro goes, but until next time, I will talk to you in the comments. Bye!